Good morning. Day 4 of framing has begun. I had to run for some more materials this morning, so I got a bit of a late start, but the guys got going like always. It's a beautiful morning. It's supposed to be a hot day. I think they said 90 plus, so I'm wearing a sweatshirt at the moment. That'll come off very soon, and then we'll just be cooking. But as you can see, the manufactured trusses are all up. The timber frame trusses are all set. They're working on hand framing the rafters now, setting the ridge beam and getting that all put together. I think I'll set up the GoPro to just watch that happen and film some content around that. See what we can see. It's gonna be a beautiful day though. You can see up in the notch up there, Gerald set a cutoff from an LVL in place so they could be sure that they had that angle correct for the 2x8s. So once that was confirmed, now they can cut all the 2x8s at one time and know that they're correct. Here's the back truss up in place. You can probably just make out there's a small notch at the top of each of these, and that is to set that ridge beam in. Now, and per the engineered layout, these timber frame trusses are not structural. They appear to be. All they're doing on the outside is holding the gable roof on the porch and on the front porch. The walls actually, all four walls, the two outer and the inside walls, are what are holding the rafters in place. And so that's the structural component. And the lower tie, it's called lower cord, on the middle truss is helping hold the walls together. So those are the only actual structural portions of that. As big as these timber frame trusses look in this plan, they're actually cosmetic, decorative. But they are nice, and once we get them finished up too, I'm going to try and keep as much of that saw texture as possible. If you can see that as it swoops like arcs across the wood, I love that look. So as best I can, I'm not going to sand that out. Just clean up the material a bit. It'll be beautiful when done. Well, I was talking with Gerald about something else, and I turned around and I see they're actually putting this together on the ground. I said, "Oh, so we're gonna stand it all up at once?" And he kind of smiled. He said, "Well, that's the plan. We don't know. Maybe you turn the cameras off." And he kind of laughed. He's never tried to do this before, but they're gonna try. I said, "I'm fine with trying. You know, the worst case, it doesn't work. Do something different." So we definitely gotta go get the GoPro. They've got the lifting strap on the ridge beam, and one whole side of the rafters are fastened. Now they're going to lift it up just high enough to get the other side fastened in place. I'm watching how all this is coming together. It looks like that's going to work pretty nicely. And all I can really think is I got to figure out some way to justify owning a telehandler. That Skyjacker sure is handy. I don't think I could ever actually justify having one. Not for what I do. almost looks like they're building a boat. All right, so the bracing is all marked for the 24 on center. So when they set it up there, it should be all in place. Well, it's in the air. Seems to be holding. I was a little more concerned that it might be over the weight capacity, but seems to be okay. Saw this and had to film it. A little close. A little close. Racing away. Like usual, trying to stay out of the way. They are marking for where the rafter tails will attach to the wall. See the string line, the red mark, is for the bottom of the rafters where it will rest. Meanwhile, we made a slight change in the plans, and we're instead of having a door there at the hallway, we're just opening it wide open. But he's taking that apart of it. All right, here it comes. I'll try and get this up a little higher, see what's happening. It's working. It's working. Can't see what I'm filming either. Does it. Again, I am trying to just stay out of the way and definitely stay out from underneath all of this. And two guys lining up on the other side, only one over here. Oh, we got one that's fighting us there. There it goes. Meanwhile, he guided it in the slot on that end. Gerald is using the telehandler to ease that end over to set the ridge beam in place while the guys are guiding the rafter tails onto the trusses. Oh no. Kind of hoping that their insurance company never watches this. Anybody affiliated with OSHA can go ahead and shut this down now. Take a break, get some coffee. I think we got a raptor tail. Give it some compression. We ran short of 2 buys, which is why that's not finished out to the end. The replacements aren't going to be here until this afternoon, or replacements additional won't be here until this afternoon. There it goes. Nice. I'm going to go outside and see what it looks like. Heck yeah. Look at that. But with the missing 2x8s for rafters, I guess they can work on sheeting on this wall over here and finish up the sheeting on both sides there. But I know he wanted to keep building these rafters, get this in place, and then put the trusses in place up this roof and finish that out. So I guess I'll have to change the plan a bit. While we wait for rafters, they're building the back porch beams. Instead of special ordering the expensive 41-foot long LVL beams, which would have required special delivery, and we know how that's been going around here, we opted to go the less expensive route by picking up multiple standard LVLs ourselves, then splicing and cutting to length. They're going to be wrapped in metal anyways, and we won't see any seams. We won't have to deal with the additional costs. Listen, times are tough. I'd like to be a stay-at-home dog dad, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Gerald's grabbing some roof sheathing to set on the forks to use as a platform. He gets awful close here, but you can see him leaning out. You can see exactly where he's at. But he'll grab this roof sheathing for the guys to stand on while they prep the wall for the beam and actually set the beam in place itself. He pushed it in the dirt a little bit there. Shake it off. Shake it off. Side note, it's really kind of cool how sharp a turn these telehandlers can make with the four-wheel steer. Meanwhile, Chester walks across the beam to stand up on the platform instead of walking in the dirt. I know, what is this, a ladder in my way? No, it's not. Get out of here. I don't like that ladder anyways. They actually have to open up a small pocket up in that corner, and then they'll reinforce the corner inside with more 2x4s for these beams to set into. And there it is, hanging on its own. So we have this section of roof sheeted in now. So nothing done on this side, this section of roof. I imagine they'll move around to that pretty quick here. Get that sheeted in. Hopefully our missing rafter material shows up soon, and they can work on that some. Otherwise, I suppose it'll happen tomorrow. Had to take a moment to show that we got some sheeting on the gable roof there. So that's good. All right, Gerald is starting on the front upper wall with all the windows. We got sheeting on these walls. The really good news is rafters just showed up, and it's quitting time, of course. But project for tomorrow. Garage doors all framed out to include for openers and hardware and whatnot. All the correct bracing is in place, or mostly anyways. Here's where we opened this hallway door up. Took it all the way to the ceiling and then widened it out so it's symmetrical side to side. Also got the kitchen window opening. Not kitchen window, kitchen door. So we just walk right through. It'd be nice coming out of the garage. go right into the kitchen, drop groceries off, and whatnot. So tomorrow, I'll work from on site here, but we will get this portion of the roof up and sheeted, I would imagine. This will continue right across. We are wrapping up day 4 of framing. We got a roof. The start of, anyways, as I mentioned earlier, we ran out of rafter material, by 10 o'clock in the morning. Plenty of other things to do, but it kind of bummed us out. That was the plan for the day, was to get that built, and we couldn't. I think the vendor basically miscounted. They counted half of what we needed for the roof. So literally waited all day. Right at the end of the day, as everyone was packing up, the rest of the material showed up. So it's the plan for tomorrow, get that roof done. But we have rooms, doorways opened up in the rooms, opened up hallway wider than we originally had planned. But materials are on hand, and I think we'll be able to rock through it. I don't think we will complete it tomorrow. It probably will take Monday or Tuesday still to finish up, but we're getting very close to done with framing and then on to roofing and siding. Thanks for watching.